Central Coast Mariners have fallen agonizingly short in the Asian Champions League Elite overnight, losing 3-2 to Japanese side Vissel Kobe. But we have to admire the effort and just the sheer determination from the mighty Mariners to bounce back. And obviously, it is quite difficult when we look at the setup. We'll look at the table a little bit later, and it's sort of must win from here for the Central Coast Mariners, who have already had a pretty rough campaign in the Asian Champions League Elite. But look, heading into this game, we obviously knew it was going to be tough. Vissel Kobe coming off the previous weekend winning the Emperor's Cup. They're currently top of the J1 League. We are facing some of the best teams in the continent. And I just, as a Mariners fan, my overall sort of feeling and sentiment from this game is just like sort of just feeling proud of the team for putting in an incredible, especially second half performance to really bounce back against the adversity there and almost come away with a point in the end. Looking at the lineup for the Mariners, obviously we've seen Mark Jackson tweak things a little bit over the past month or so. For some of the early rounds in the A-League, we did see Mariners sort of play a back five. That has now shifted sort of back to this 4-4-2, which after like sort of seeing like the games over the past month, I think I do in the end prefer this 4-4-2. Just feels like it has a little bit more balance to it. You've got Kowal and Edmondson who were working so hard up top there. And then I like that midfield four as well. I thought McCalmont and Steele were actually really good in this game. Docker and Feijoa in the wide positions as well. And that's a very solid back four. Storm Rue, a very solid right back coming in again. And Kautak was again fantastic at the back. Dylan Perech-Cullen once again starting in this game. And look, Mariners were really on the back foot, especially for the early stages of this game. Vissel Kobe dominating the possession. First goal came in the 40th minute. It was a disappointing goal too, conceding from that set piece. But considering we managed to hold them scoreless all the way up to the 40th minute, was pretty good. They hadn't really tested Dylan Perech-Cullen up to that point. Second half, obviously, that own goal to Storm Rue in the 49th minute, disappointing one, especially maybe from Dylan Perech-Cullen's point of view, the way he came out and wasn't able to claim the ball. But, I mean, the way we bounced back, instantly after, just a few minutes later, 5 minutes later, another own goal at the other end, which gave us a glimmer of hope. And then 74th minute, Bailey Brantman, who came on as a substitute here. And that sort of really turned the game for the Mariners here. I think there was a period of maybe 15, 20 minutes where I thought Mariners were well and truly on top. Great to see Christian Theoharis return for the Mariners. I mean, that was a huge highlight of the evening. Bailey Brantman obviously coming on and once again having an impact. This is a guy who's been, grabbing a few goals in this tournament and once again showing his quality. It was a deflection, but it was a great little piece of play to set it up. And it was 2-2 at that stage. And honestly, from that point, with at least 15 minutes to go, there was a sense that Mariners had the momentum. And I was like, we could win this game, which would have been an incredible result, a huge upset, and would have been, put us right back in the conversation for qualification for the knockout stages. And from there, man, obviously it was a little bit chaotic. The game started to open up, and that disappointing late goal. Look, Dylan Perech-Cullen, 18-year-old goalkeeper. We love him. He's been fantastic. He's been incredible in basically every game he's played so far. Obviously, goalkeepers always, make these blunders, and Dylan Perech-Cullen will learn from this mistake. Obviously, it was disappointing the way the ball just came straight through. Nathan Paul sort of stepped out maybe a bit too early, and Dylan Perech-Cullen, I don't know whether maybe the shot came at him quicker than expected. I don't think he expected the ball to come all the way through. Then the shot was flying at him, but he obviously has to do better there, and he knows that, of course. But of course, we have to back Dylan Perech-Cullen. So look, in terms of the performance in the end, despite the fact that Vissel Kobe, of course, we have to admit, were on top in this game, more shots, more possession, but Mariners' second half especially started to control more of the game. 10 shots overall, just the one on target. But look, I think we've shown it numerous times in this Asian Champions League that we are capable of bouncing back and really competing with the top teams. And even if we do concede a goal or two, Mariners are capable of really challenging, especially late on in the matches. We remember the previous Asian Champions League game at home where Mariners were 2-0 down, came back to draw 2-2. So look, we are coming up against, again, I want to reiterate, these are the top teams in Japan, in China that we are coming up against. And again, we think back to a couple months ago, Shanghai Port, same scoreline, 3-2. We are coming really, really close to grabbing at least a point from these top top teams. This, we shouldn't forget. This is such a young team that Mariners are fielding here. So many players who have come through the academy and are performing so well. Look, 3 games left for the Mariners. Let's have a look at the table because it's looking a little bit worrying. But we have to keep hope. We have to believe that we can still make the top 8. Of course, as we can see here, the top 8 teams do go through. At the point of this recording, still a few more teams to play in match day 5. So we are taking on Johor Darul Tazim, Yokohama F Marinos, and Kawasaki Frontale. They're the 3 teams that we have awaiting us. You can see those 3 teams are all sitting between 3rd and 5th place there. I think next week against Yokohama F Marinos is shaping up as a must-win. I think that being a home game, we've got 2 home games left, which is a positive. We have to win that game. I think if we lose that game, it's almost mathematically impossible, probably. Look, as you can see here, we are still 6 points off 8th place. It's quite fascinating when you look at the ladder too. You've got so many teams level on 7 points as it stands right now. But Setcos Mariners, it is it's hanging by a thread, our hopes of qualifying to the knockouts. But hopefully a win next week against Yokohama F Marinos. It's simply a must. I think we do have to win. I don't think a draw will be enough at all. And then we've got 2 tricky games coming up in February next year as well. So Central Coast Mariners 2, Vissel Kobe 3, an admirable effort and comeback from the Central Coast Mariners, but disappointed not to come away with anything from this match. We look ahead to Yokohama F Marinos next week. What were your thoughts on this game? And do you think Mariners will be able to sneak into the top 8 and qualify for the knockout rounds in the Asian Champions League Elite? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Thanks for tuning in. My name's Lockie. This is Coast Watch Football, and I'll see you in the next one.